Everyone, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world that you're in. Terry here with the Clean Harvest Nutrients, back for our Sunday morning. How's everybody doing today? Big weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, and interesting here. I'm looking at my connection here, you guys. So it's definitely I don't know, less materialistic maybe. Would that be the right way to say it, or less here, including myself and my family, or challenges, and with a place of thankfulness, because it's a mixed bag. I mean, Thanksgiving is a time 3 years that are not here that you really wish that was here. COVID to jobs to income, and just a tremendous amount of stress. Now with COVID, not at least here, it's still rampant. But I was thinking about, sometimes I would literally go back to bed and say, all right, I'm going back to bed for 15 or 20 minutes, and I'm going to figure out what's going on. And so I actually go back to bed and just start asking myself, what's going on? What am I? Well, I find that I get insights around, okay, well, I'm stressed about this. I'm afraid about Fergie, our dog, or I'm feeling disconnected. And I can just ask, and it's not, our relationships with our own selves, with our own body, our own mind, and, with what we do with the planet as well. So ultimately, we want to endeavor to be kinder to ourselves and to build relationship with ourselves and rapport with ourselves in a way that we understand ourselves and we can see what's going on with ourselves and be patient. One of the good things is and the bad things is, feelings of sadness or pain come and go. Feelings of happiness and joy come and go. So it's nothing is static. It's always changing. Hey, Patricia. Oh, thank you. God bless you, and hoping that you're safe as well. Actually, I have definitely upped the ante on being more safe, even than a week ago, with the rise in COVID. So, with that in mind, that brings a level. I find that brings a level of joy, just in the process of building rapport with what's going on with me in the moment. So I thought about also too, what could we talk about that we're grateful for? And I would love to hear from other people. What are you grateful for? Unique things that we're grateful for that have come out of all the challenges that we've been through this year and are continuing to go through. I know one for me is I have family members that are really at different spectrums of the political arena, and with the challenges with our family and some members with their health, and some very serious, has brought us closer together and see more of each other. It's my daughter's birthday today too, so that brings me a lot of joy. She is. I feel really grateful that she's so good to me, and she's just so good to me. And every parent, we think, God, we were horrible parents, or we didn't do it as good as we wanted to. Would be more like it. And that my daughter is so generous with me is really meaningful. I think about too is when COVID started, there was a meditation group community that got started, and I've been active in it ever since March or April, and that's been a great source of just being with other people, and during a time of such high fear and stress and anxiety. One thing too is really for real is it's not all about money and material things, and that has deepened, and that's something to feel really grateful for. Yeah, I'm really grateful. I have 2 family members with COVID that they're healing. I'm very grateful that my dog is here, Fergie. I actually thought she would not be here at this time. I thought that we were going to lose her, and I'm grateful for I'm someone who's takes a holistic approach. I'm grateful for the medicines, that you can get medicine that helps your dog's heart to beat in the right direction and absorb the fluid. It's just mind-blowing. Just mind-blowing at the creativity and the intelligence of humanity. And we all have that too. So in thinking of how do we get to gratitude is how do we tap into our own intelligence. What can we do? Is it meditating? Is it reading a book? Is it listening to, watching someone out camping on YouTube? Or sewing, or talking to a friend, or sharing, being vulnerable, just making a commitment to say, I'm going to share what's going on with me. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to share it with someone. And I'm going to take that risk. Because, being present is really, all of these things help us to be more present. And when we're more present, we have more spaciousness to deal with life situations. The other thing too, and just in transparency, I feel like I've been a pretty selfish person for a long time. And thank God through my meditation practice, my spiritual practice, it seems like that's starting to shift, where I'm thinking about others and situations more and wondering how they're feeling or how they're doing and reaching out to them or sending them a note. Where in the past, and when I mean selfish, I'm talking more about, what's going on with me, what's my experience. Hi, Rita. Happy belated Thanksgiving to you. Hey, Patrick. Oh, yes, 13 years of sobriety. Wow, that really touches my heart at so many levels. And even homeless. Wow. I'm so glad that you're here. Yes. I'm actually at a loss for words for a moment here. So sobriety is, I went through my own experiences around that. Back when I was a younger man, like in my early 20s, and was pretty out of control. So, yeah, and I've been in that same state for a long time. So that's its own miracle. And especially with someone who's dealing with staying sober, we know all about what it is to be there for other people. Seen some of the greatest acts of humanity in those environments where people will do anything to help another person. So, and again, it's not about trying to fix what's going on or the situation. It's really about having a closer relationship with yourself and friendship, which totally opens our heart with connecting with our family members, people that we may have disagreements with. We have more compassion, more empathy, more love. So anybody else want to share what you're feeling grateful for? Even though it may not be some of the traditional things, we for Thanksgiving, because my dog needs more extra care. We went just to my one daughter's house, we worked together. We took turns going there for Thanksgiving. And it's not what it used. Usually it's a big have the option of going to my dad's with a big Thanksgiving. All of that's been canceled for this year. But the other thing too that I think about is nature. Yesterday, and went to the feed store. Even though it's a suburban area, somewhat, it's urban. There's like an old-fashioned feed store right here in the city that we live in, and I went and bought some bird food and some corn and feed the birds and the deer throughout the wintertime. And that brings a tremendous amount of joy. I've always been a bird person. And even if you take it to another level, what is your favorite kind of bird? What is your favorite animal? And how can you connect with that animal or that bird? Like this morning, oh, thank you, Rita. Yes, thankful we wake up every morning. Yes. Like this morning, one of the bird feeders, there was a black-capped chickadee, one of my favorite birds. And the reason that it's a favorite bird is because it's the bravest bird of all. When I feed the birds, they're the first ones to the feeder, and I can be like 5 or 6 foot away, and they'll come and get food. I just love that bird. So, and so these are the simplest of things that can bring some peace and joy to our life, and fundamentally it's up to us. I used to have the attitude of pray and let it come to me, but prayer is very powerful, and that's the other thing I'm so grateful for. When my brother was really rough, put out out on social, and the amount of people that prayed for him, it was a very serious situation, and you could just feel the power of that prayer, and he turned the corner. So prayer is very powerful, but it's ultimately our joy and our happiness are up to us, and we don't have a ton of control over it, but we have some influence on some of the minor actions that we do and the energy that we put into things, our endeavorment to live happy and meaningful lives, and to have gratitude by looking at the black-capped chickadee and smiling and saying thank you for being here, or the deer, or the kind act that you see. Anything that these more difficult, challenging times have brought is simplicity, bringing more and more simplicity, and enjoying the simpler things of life. So, one thing I wanted to say too, because as I was listening to the radio yesterday, and there was a story on the food. So I'm grateful to have the food that we have and to eat pretty consistently fairly good quality food. But there was a really inspiring story by a woman who had a stroke, and she was really having a hard time, choosing food over the electric bill, having her kids put on more layers, and she got a job, which is really neat. And so things are somewhat better. But what she did is she grew her own food. So she has a freezer full of food from her garden. And part of that story was even, so often we do gardens, and we have more than what we can eat, and a lot of times it goes to waste. But right now, the other part of the story was a group out of Georgia, and they normally serve 250 families a week for food who need more food. Right now, it's up 900%. 900% the demand. She's up to 2,500 to 3,000 families a week. So anything that we can do, and again, it's self-empowerment, self-sustainability, to grow our own food, and it makes our life even more simple. That's my soapbox about that for the moment. So sorry if that occurred as a soapbox. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything more to share. I'm grateful to connect with you and here, and if there's anything that you guys want to talk about or a subject that you want to talk about, just let me know, or DM on the Facebook page here, or and or put it in the comments of the chat, and then we'll see if we can do something around that and contribute to that. Anything we can do that brings us closer together and more connected to make a difference for our lives and to bring more joy. So that's all for today. I wish you a blessed rest of your week. I wish you much joy, and thank you again for joining and participating and engaging. Thank you for your comments, for everyone who made comments, Rita, Patrick, Patricia. And sometimes there's comments that I don't see until afterwards that were made. So if you did comment, I wasn't ignoring it, just so you know. I don't know what it is that I don't always see them to respond in the moment. But much love to you, everyone. Have a blessed week. Enjoy your Sunday, and I look forward to connecting with you next Sunday. All right, take care. Bye.